Hello everyone and welcome to the Vinylmation Kingdom webcast number 4. That's right, we just went to the fourth one of this. It's been a couple of weeks since I last did one of these. There's been a couple of reasons for that. Primarily, we had the new Disney Infinity 2.0 game come out, and I spent a lot of time doing videos etc. for the YouTube channel there. And also, I have been on vacation. I went over to the lovely island of Corfu in Greece and had a fantastic time over there. So now I'm back, so now we can get back onto schedule. There's been quite a lot of Vinylmation news in the last couple of weeks. It kind of all sort of quietened down after the... excuse me. I had there a frog in my throat. Okay, so there's been quite a lot of news coming out since the Imagination Gala, and there's been not a huge amount of new releases, but there's been some new releases that have been very, very popular. First off, we saw there's been 3 different Trading Night Eachez that have been released. We saw, I'm just going to bring out some images here now. So here we have the Scrooge McDuck Eachez. Now these were all a limited 500. They all had a variant of 1 in 50, so this clear version was the variant version. Now what's interesting with these Eachez is that originally back in the beginning of the year we saw a load of these Trading Night Eachez popping up on eBay. We counted up about 12-13 of them, but we barely had any trading nights in Disneyland or in Walt Disney World. We only saw a couple of these released, and then they started sort of releasing 2 at a time, and even at the Imagination Gala they released 3 figures. But there were still some that we haven't yet seen, and in the last couple of weeks we've had some surprise releases. Literally just a day before they pop up some information. So far we've had Agent P was released at Disneyland, and then they went and released Mike over in Disneyland as well. And so these have all been really popular, as you'd expect from a limited edition 500 figure. They sell out very quickly within a couple of hours. And it's been a lot of sort of talk, specifically on like the Facebook groups, about how Disney are handling this. Personally, you know, with a limited edition 500, nothing is they're not gonna last very long. You know, people are buying multiples, and it's getting a little bit annoying for some people that have been trying to get to the D Street and missing out. But that's the thing with a limited edition 500. This is all new for us this year. They've kind of really been trying to get the excitement in, and I think it's working. And I think these Trading Night Eachez, while they should have been released at an event, and because we didn't have those events they've just decided to release them as and when, I think it's a good way, just literally pop them up on into the store and to get rid of them. And I'm hoping, to be honest, that while I myself can't really collect them too much because I'm not at D Street, I think it's a great way of getting people excited into Vinylmation. And I think just in general, just having Vinylmations of this sort of size with these Eachez 500, I think it's good. I think it's good for the chase. It is very good for locals. It does annoy people that aren't at the parks who can't get them very easily. But like I said, we've seen the Scrooge one, which is one of my favourite out of all the ones that we've seen so far. I love Scrooge McDuck. And we also saw the Alice in Wonderland one. Now this one was released at Walt Disney World. We still have a few more to go. I think off the top of my head we still have Stitch, and I can't think of any others. I think it might be Piglet. But anyway, so there we go. So that was the those Trading Night Eachez. So we've had 3 of them released since the last webcast. They've all been limited edition 500, as I said, and $16.95. Though they're all going for much more than that. And I think in general, I personally think this is a great idea. But I know there's a lot of people upset that they've not been able to get hold of them. But at the same time, if they were limited edition at 1,000, I don't think there'd been the same reaction to it. So anyway, remember, you can comment below with your thoughts on what you think about these Trading Night Eachez. Personally, I think they're great. I've got a couple of them, luckily, but as I said, not everyone can get hold of them. We've also had a Park 14 combo topper release. So what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to bring up, actually, just remember that, the other release that's coming up we had a few weeks ago, which was the Eachez Popcorns. Now these were again, these were priced at $19.95. They were a blind box, but you know which one, you know you're either going to get a choice of either Cheshire Cat, Dopey or Tinkerbell. They've made them slightly smaller. They were released last week on September the 26th, and you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting a variant. So we've got Tinkerbell here that she gets really angry. She goes red. Dopey has sort of gems and diamonds in his eyes, and then Cheshire Cat completely changed colour. I love these. I think these are really cool. I've actually got the Cheshire Cat one on its way to me at the minute, and I'm probably going to pull the trigger on these two figures as well. I love the Popcorn series. I think they're fantastic, and I really can't wait to sort of see these in person. They're always a bit of a thing with with Eachez. It is a lot more popular, and Disney are really trying to make the most of trying to get us back into the chase. So those 3 popcorns, it looks like that's all we're going to get this year. I thought we might have seen a few more, but they're keeping it pretty limited, and they've not been produced in the same numbers that the previous popcorn series were, because they've been very well known for being overproduced and ended up being dropped in price. So that's not been a too great release. We also saw the Part 14 combo topper with Spacesuit Mickey Mouse released. This was again an odd choice, because what they seem to be doing with these combo toppers is releasing them like a month after the blind box series. In some ways I can see it brings a little bit of excitement to the old series that's just come out, but personally I wish they just released them at the same time with the blind box, because it's a little annoying, because I've got the Spaceship Mickey on its way to me at the moment, but I've already got Part 14, so I'm basically just buying a figure that I don't really need. So there we go. So that was the recent 2 new releases. So as I said, we had the Part 14 combo topper, we had the Popcorn Mysteries, and then we had those Trading Night Eachez. So there's what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. Coming up, October is going to be a busy month for Vinylmation. It's always that time of the year with them getting ready for the holiday season. They release a lot of new figures. Now, we've got up next week we have some Halloween 2014 figures. We have the Eachez Gravedigger, which I think looks fantastic, and I'm trying to get hold of one of them. And you also have the Mickey and Pluto twin pack. Now these were originally set to be released in August, but they got pushed back to the Halloween period. Makes sense to put them out in October with all the Halloween stuff going on. People are in that kind of mood, and I always think they're great. I love the actual Eachez for the Gravedigger, because it reminds me of the Not So Scary, because they're basically a party where they're swinging the sort of shovel around and it creates sparks, and it's really cool. So if you've been to the event, you're going to want to get hold of one of them. They are limited release for the Eachez, and I think the twin pack is limited edition. I think it's 1500. I can't remember off the top of my head, sorry. But they're going to be out next week. We've also got other things that we saw at the Imagination Gala. We've got some Christmas themed Vinylmations, but we haven't officially been given the previews on them, so I'm going to leave them for a later webcast. But also what we have been getting are these lovely previews of a new set that is coming out regarding to Christmas. Disney artist Enrique Peter has been putting out these images. So here we can see sort of Ebenezer Scrooge. I think this is fantastic, and I think Enrique Peter is doing a fantastic job in hyping up the new series. We don't tend to get a lot of publicity for a lot of Vinylmations, and Enrique Peter is leading the way in sort of getting these images out, sort of building up hype, and by putting out an image like this of Scrooge, which looks fantastic, and I love how he's framed this with the coins behind. He just looks really cool with the hat and the cane. We also have Donald as Fred. I love the hat accessory. And then finally we have Goofy as the Ghost. Now, I'm personally not too interested in this Vinylmation series for the primary reason of I now have limited space, and with the amount of Christmas figures coming out, I would put this it'd end up going away in a box for 11 months of the year, and that's why I'm personally not buying them. However, I think the designs on some of these figures are fantastic, and I like the fact that they're doing them as a 12-piece set, which we don't see too many of. So this is going to be one of those rare 12-piece sets that we're going to see this year. And like I said, so we're just going to bring up here. We've got the Christmas Carol ones. They're going to be out later in October. I expect they're going to get the Halloween stuff out the way first, and then we're going to see all the new Christmas items. But I'm going to do a later webcast in a couple of weeks on all of that. So like I said, so that there was the Christmas Carols Vinylmation series. Lots of excitement about this one. It's a very popular movie, and I think they're going to sell pretty well. But if you can, you may want to, it'd be interesting to see how many of these they've produced, whether they've gone overboard with them, because there might be, I would suspect after Christmas, if there are any around, they're not going to be around on discount for too long. But anyway, guys, so thank you very much for checking out us on this webcast. Remember, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can also check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and also on Facebook. Now, before I go, what I want to talk about briefly is a special thing that we do here over at Vinylmation Kingdom, which is the custom swap. Now, Travis organises this, and so I'm just going to bring up some information here for you. So if you've never taken part in it, what we do is we do a custom swap. This year's theme is going to be Winter Wonderland, and all you have to do is basically you can create a custom Vinylmation, and you just have to go onto the website and sign up to it, and you can create a custom based on anything to do with Winter Wonderland. So it can be on a 3-inch Mickey, a monorail, a Duffy, or a popcorn, though we don't ask people to use the 9-inch or the 95 because it just costs too much. And we also if you're going to use a junior, you have to use it in conjunction with another Vinylmation. And what we do is you create your own custom, and then from there you send it off to Travis, and then he's going to take these away for a photo shoot at the Rockefeller Plaza in New York City, and he's also going to take some pictures down in Walt Disney World. So he's done this in the past, and the thing is that is great with sort of custom swaps is it allows anyone to do it. You don't have to be particularly amazing at artists, or you could be an amazing artist. It's all about just taking part and being fun. So the deadline for this is going to be sign-ups end on Saturday, November the 1st, and then Travis needs to have the figure in his hands by December the 20th, so he can take the pictures. Now, what is interesting with this is, as I said, is after you send the pictures in and he shows up these images, he then will send everyone who takes part a custom Vinylmation, and it's basically like a swap. So if I create something and I send it off, I will get somebody else. So it's a really good fun. You can check us out at the Artists Unleashed Facebook group. And I'm also just going to show you the last one that we did. We did the Star Wars holiday last year. It was a lot of fun. So this is all the images of last year's. As you can see here, here's my little stormtrooper that I did for myself, and all these sort of figures here. Now, as we said, it's all about taking part. It's all about fun. It's not particularly about sort of making money or anything like that. It's purely, if you want to get involved, remember you can check us out at the Vinylmation Kingdom website. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to this webcast. The aim is to do these regularly, and therefore make them a little bit smaller and to make them a lot more accessible for people. Like I said, thank you very much for checking this out. I do apologise. I do have a little bit of a cold coming back from holiday. Those airplanes always tend to give you something, so I might sound a little bit funny. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for checking out number 4, and we'll be back very soon, and I'll see you guys later.